Yo, what's going on, everybody? So the Packers and Bills game just finished. The Bills beat the Packers 19-0. The Packers put up a straight 0. They weren't able to score not even 1 point in this game. But it doesn't matter. You know, the Packers are now, 0-3 in preseason, so that's not very good. But at the same time, we've been sitting our starters pretty much every single game, so it makes sense while the Packers are not coming in here and, getting any points as it was in this game versus the Bills. But I want to go over some of the biggest takeaways from this game, starting off with Jordan Love, who he went 12 for 18, 149 yards, 0 TDs, 1 interception, a 69 passer rating. And so just looking at those stats, you would think to yourself, that's not very good. 12 of 18. He threw a pick, no touchdowns, and the pick was a pretty bad decision. He sort of just was rolling out. He has pressure coming in. He just chunks it up. It was a bad throw. But overall, he was moving the ball. And here's one thing I think we have to keep in mind when it comes to looking at this game. First off, the Packers are sitting all of their offensive starters. So Jordan Love is out here with guys who could potentially, be the 5th, 6th wide receiver, linemen who, may not even start at all when the season actually starts. So first off, we have to remember that. Second off, today the Bills are playing lots of their defensive starters. So not only does Jordan Love not have the weapons that he would have, if he was actually starting in a game, the Packers were facing the team, the Bills' starting offense. And even despite that, he was able to come in and move the ball, pretty solidly the first few drives, even though, they weren't able to finish off with any points. Mason Crosby missed a field goal, and there was one 4th and goal where the Packers couldn't convert. So they were moving the ball. He still threw for 149 yards. Averaging 8.3 yards per reception, I guess that is, or yards per throw in that game. So I think with what Jordan Love had, he had a pretty solid game, and I think we also have to remember he still, last year didn't have a rookie season to come in and have a preseason. So it's basically in a way like his rookie year, considering, he didn't really get to have any live games last season. So I think when you add all of that into the mix, and you also add in that he still has time to develop, he still has time to grow when it comes to his decision making, I feel like we can be pleasantly, happy with this game, the way that it went. Obviously, he has a lot of work to do and has a lot of, areas that he does need to grow in. At the same time, though, you can sort of see the talent he has when he's out there. Some of the throws that he makes out there are pretty solid, and as you can see, he has that running ability as well. So even though maybe the stats don't scream like Jordan Love is amazing, we have to remember they're facing starters. The Packers, he has no weapons out there. The Packers have weapons, obviously. Malik Taylor played well. Reggie Begelton played okay. But imagine if he's out there with the Packers starting offense with Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, starting offensive line, Aaron Jones. I think that he would look that much better out there. So we have to, give him some grace when it comes to that area. So I think overall, fine game from Jordan Love. Not amazing, but a fine game from Jordan Love. But then if we look at the Buffalo Bills, their offense, Josh Allen started on this one. He went 20 for 26, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 122.9 passer rating. So the Packers defense out there was basically, second, third string guys out there. And Josh Allen basically picked them apart when he was out there on the field, as you could sort of see just from his stats there. So, sort of something I think you would probably expect when you have a guy in Josh Allen, who is probably now one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. When you don't have your starters out there, it's going to be tough. A couple of different things looking at the defense. One guy out there who looked like he was struggling at times was the player the Packers traded Josh Jackson for, Isaac Yiadom. There were multiple plays where I saw he got beat. He had a couple good plays as well, but he was getting beat a good amount out there on the defense. And then one other guy I'd say on the defense who honestly pleasantly surprised me was Jack Hefflin, a guy who's been doing pretty solid the past couple weeks, undrafted guy in here at Fort Green Bay. And he had a couple pretty solid plays there. There was one, it was actually a touchdown. The Bills were at their own 5, or no, the Packers 5. He throws a touchdown, but what's his name? Jack Hefflin got in there, threw the guy to the ground, almost came in and sacked Josh Allen. There were a couple other plays as well that Jack Hefflin sort of caught my attention. So I'm wondering if he's going to make this Packers final 53-man roster. I feel like it's possible. And then also 2 other guys who really stood out to me for the Packers. First off, we have Kylan Hill, who honestly looks like a beast out there. I can't believe he was drafted in the 7th round. Just sort of the way that he's looked out there, he really sort of looks like Aaron Jones. If he had an Aaron Jones jersey on, it said Jones, you probably may get confused. So he had 7 carries for 37 yards, averaging 5.3 yards per carry. So the fact that the Packers have, the 3rd best running back is as good as he is. I think the Packers, are pretty stacked when it comes to the running back position, as we've already talked about multiple times. Dexter Williams also looked good once again, 5 carries, 28 yards. I doubt the Packers keep 4 running backs. I'm guessing they'll keep 3. But Dexter Williams, honestly, once again, he keeps catching my attention because he's got so much speed. He's so explosive out there. And then probably one of the guys who had another solid performance for the third straight preseason game, we have Malik Taylor. Last week, he led the Packers when it came to receiving. This week, he leads the Packers when it comes to receiving once again. 5 receptions, 69 yards, 13.8 yards per reception. He was targeted 6 times in this game. Malik Taylor really just continues to impress. There was one throw out there. I think it was a throw where the Bills were like offsides. Jordan Love rolls out. Actually, there's a beautiful ball to Malik Taylor, who jumps up, catches it like with his toes like on the side. But in that play, Malik Taylor had a great solid catch, and he's really, really looking good. And so I feel like he is the guy who is going to secure, the final spot for the Packers wide receivers, especially, with Devin Funchess being gone now, being, having that injury, the Packers, reaching that injury settlement, so now he could sign with another team. But I think Malik Taylor is going to be the guy to make the Packers, 6 wide receiver spot. Will they keep 7? I'm not too sure. But Reggie Begelton also have sort of shown some flashes as well. He was the next best leading receiver for the Packers. 4 receptions for 51 yards. So overall in this game, obviously the Packers lost 0 points up on the scoreboard, but it really just comes down to judging each player individually, considering the Packers sat like 30 or 32 players, whatever it was in this game. And now we have 3 days till the Packers' final 53-man roster is finalized. So this was the final time the guys really had a chance to show what they, have to offer for this Packers team. So we'll have to wait and see, what Goody and Matt LaFleur and all these guys, these coaches decide when it comes to the Packers' final 53-man roster. And I'll be dropping a video when the Packers do put out their 53-man roster, breaking it down, sort of my thoughts on what they do. So make sure you guys subscribe so you can stay tuned for that one. But that's going to be all for this video. Just wanted to give my, initial thoughts. The game just ended. Give my initial thoughts on, basically what happened in this preseason game. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, drop a like if you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys on the next video.